If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Right, good morning. Seems like we were just doing this about 4 hours ago. It feels that way. Good morning. How are you? I'm TJ. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack here on the Red Apple Audio Networks, 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. Yes, and you can go on over there to at TJ McCormack, at TJ McCormack on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for being here. And it's a Saturday morning, and I don't know if I wonder if it's the same for you. I saw a buddy of mine this past Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday. What the hell day was it? It was earlier in the week. It wasn't Tuesday. That was Veterans Day. Could have been Wednesday. Anyway, earlier this week, I saw a buddy of mine that actually a buddy of mine. This is arguably my best, oldest, consistent buddy. Now, I've mentioned on the show, my longest friendship, my longest uninterrupted, continuous friendship, my dear friend, out in San Francisco, but we met in Sunday school. Girl. Always a girl to me, a woman. But I'm talking about my oldest, like, tightest buddy. My guy. Like, when I got out of rehab 20 years ago, this was the first phone call I made. Before my priest, before family, before my wife, I was scared to call my wife. I didn't quite know. I mean, this is literally the first day out of rehab. I'm at a Starbucks on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City, California. And this is who I call my buddy, Dennis. And he's one of a handful of fellas that I love. I love. And, you know, we're talking like your intimate round table. Like, in desperation, where would I turn? Beyond family. And that number within my own family is dwindling. The number of people I've got one of those dysfunctional Irish families. Oh my God. Anyway, my brother, and coincidentally, my brother, so yes, I mean, dysfunctional, everybody's got a dysfunctional family, but, to a certain extent, but one of my kid brothers was honored. He was inducted into the White Plains High School, White Plains, New York, White Plains High School, Hall of Fame. And for athletics. And, my buddy, who is also from White Plains, I grew up in White Plains, I let him know because he knows my brother. And I see Dennis, and I haven't seen him in, I think it might be 3 years. And that to me is unconscionable, unbelievable that it has gone to 3 years since I've seen him. And I mean, maybe it's 2, but it shouldn't go 6 weeks. Even in the big picture with, life goes on and work and family and kids and people die and people get sick and all that stuff. But there are certain people in life that you can't not physically see. And what it is it's the damn social media. It's the social media. And I hate to sound like such a cliche. The social media is the big evil. And that social media just warps everything. And that social media gets into you and the algorithms and they prey on our kids. I know. I'm just talking about even if it's even if it was just being able to text. But it's more than that. It's the Instagram and the thing is the Instagram delivers my Dennis fix. And all my fellas, Tim, Dennis, there's like 3 Kevins in my life and they're brothers. And yes, I'm talking mainly guys, but it is. It's these guys. And then I got Angie out on the West Coast, but these guys, Murph, all these Kevins, multiple Kevins, Tim, all my guys. And the thing is this, whether it's Instagram or Twitter, but especially Instagram, my buddy Jerry, I haven't seen my buddy Jerry in easily 3 years. And it's because, and I'm wondering if you're in the same situation where you haven't lost touch, but you've lost contact, or you haven't lost contact, but you've lost touch. However you look at it, however you perceive it. 1-800-848-9222. And I mean, I've been aware that I'm in touch with Dennis and Tim and Kevin's, all the Kevins. But the thing about the social media is it gets to the point where we can exchange our comedy, our jokes, our inside jokes, our hey, do you remember this? I mean, if I come across a great Mel Brooks clip, bam, it's going right to Dennis. Boom, it's going to Tim. Bam, it's got, and what I would normally do in person, now I don't have to get up off the couch, let alone get into my car, let alone go down the highway, let alone make a dinner reservation, let alone spend, $80 on dinner and some beers, for them. Diet Cokes for me. Boy, my fellas do drink beers. Woof! I got those buddies. And I love them for it. And and I tell you what, I got really, really emotional inside. Not in a beta liberal way. I'm not that. I didn't suddenly go looking for a crossbody bag and a t-shirt that's too small for me. I didn't suddenly become some cuckold. But I got really emotional when I saw Dennis this week. As my buddy. And I know we both look different. He looks a little bit different from the last time I saw him. And that is just too long. And I felt really sad that I realized, and because now here's the thing too, by the way, now this is fellas. And I'm wondering if women are the same way. You tell me. 1-800-848-9222. With the fellas, and this is what's funny about us, maybe this is what's awesome about us, maybe this is what makes us better than the ladies. Maybe this is what makes us superior to the broads. I joke. Is that guys can pick up where we left off. Guys can do that. We can go like a decade. And when I was living in Los Angeles, I mean, it was going years back then too. And there was, but when I would come home to New York, which was pretty often, there would be the hit the bar, hit the restaurant, hit the bar. And, we would get, but since I have children and now they're teenagers, and since I'm all over the place job wise, in and out of the city, and that's probably what killed it for me too, was the several years that I spent with an actual commute into Manhattan, 9 to 5. There was no way I was getting back in a car once I made it to Westchester County, that I was going to get into a car after traveling, a combined 3 hours and change round trip. I was hibernating. I was in a cocoon. I love you, Dennis, but I'm not coming down there. I'm not getting in the car for an hour round trip. I just did that. But guys can pick up where we left off after, honestly, a decade. Big hug, jokes, remember this, remember that, boop, history of the world, Caddyshack, Stripes, laughs, jokes, remember that girl, remember that thing, remember that night on the golf course, remember that time we were hiding under the bed, remember that time he jumped out of the closet, remember that ride in the car, remember that? Remember smoking that thing? Remember drinking that thing? Oh my God. Laugh. Didn't skip a beat. That's dudes. That's guys. Maybe to our detriment, because I gotta say, there was nothing that made me feel better this week than giving my big buddy, and all my buddies are Tony size. All my buddies are Tony size. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you don't know what Tony looks like. Tony's a big brother. Tall guy. And you actually are just about Dennis. I think you two would be, if you stood back to back, you'd be the same guy. The best thing this week was this big hug from my buddy Dennis that I haven't had in some time. And I mean, Lau, I was standing next to him and we go right into make fun of people mode, right into making fun of people. I mean, immediately we just settle right in and start making fun of people. Eye contact. He knew it was like Martin and Lewis. It's like Abbott and Costello, you know, it's honestly, it's like, you know, that DNA that you share with your best friends, the timing, you know, we both see the same good looking women out of the corner of our eyes. I mean, honestly, it's like if a good looking girl goes walking by and I turn around to make eye contact with Dennis, he's waiting for me. It's like a quarterback and a wide receiver. I lead him and, you know, he leads me. Bam. The ball is there right on the numbers. Boom. And I'm off, or he's off. And that's shorthand. And I tell you what, I was going to talk about this, yesterday morning. I was here, filling in for the great, Lionel on the other side of midnight on this same Red Apple Audio Network. And he, I was going to mention this and I didn't get to it, but what reminded me today, and we'll come back, 1-800-848-9222, was I got a booklet from my high school, an alumni magazine, and it listed 4 guys from my class who had passed away in the past year. 4 guys. And I didn't know that any of them had passed away. Not one. Not one. And there you go. So, are you out of touch with your friends? Do you stay in touch with your friends? Do you find that the Instagram and the Facebook satisfies enough of that urge, enough of that, it scratches enough of the itch that you have gotten complacent? Or is it a constant reminder about going, does it help you to go and make dates and make arrangements? My wife has dinner or drinks with her girlfriends at least once a week, sometimes twice. I just saw one of my best living, breathing friends for the first time in about 3 years. 1-800-848-9222. Does this sound familiar? All right. It's not going to be a sad conversation. This is not doom and gloom tonight. We're not, going to play a funeral dirge. But we're going to take a quick break. And, when we come back, we'll talk about this and other things. And we're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons like we promised. 1-800-848-9222. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick on the Red Apple Audio Networks.
All night long. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick. 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormick.
Tony, producing the show phenomenally as always. And my new buddy, is it Yuri? Excellent with the thumbs up. Very good. Thank you, sir. If you call in, you'll be speaking to Yuri. And which you should do. Damn it. 1-800-848-9222. I'm TJ. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Go to @TJ McCormick over there. say hi to the crew. We'll check in with that family in a few minutes. And yeah, so again, this is not going to be a melancholy, play the violin. It's coming from a good place. I'm just sort of hitting a personal reset. And with the universality, of social media, I've got to imagine I can't be the only one who finds myself, feeling, satisfied that I'm exchanging ideas. I'm having laughs and jokes but I'm typing ha 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 instead of laughing in the same room as my guys. And again, if anybody just catching up, good morning. But I saw a buddy of mine this past week, for the first time. And again, I'm saying 3 years, maybe it's 2, but if it was 2 months, it's too long. This is like my right arm, this guy. And take it like just another little step further. I mean, now that I've said his first name, I can't take it any further, but, he dealt with something this summer and I wasn't aware. So leave it. So I mean, you can plug in whatever you want. And any guess would at least get you into the ballpark probably. But yeah, my buddy dealt with something this summer and I didn't know about it. And that bothered me. And I was like, damn, what if that had gone south? Damn, what if that had been more complicated? Damn. And look, I'm lazy. I'm selfish. I'm not a bottomless pit of selfless energy. My wife is today. When I got in from yesterday morning, yesterday morning from the Lionel overnight prior, she was rocking and rolling out the door practically. And I went to bed. And she was going till 8:00 tonight. And all of it was selfless. She was of service to people all day today. She was looking after everybody but herself. I wish I had that. But anyway, so this buddy of mine and these other fellas in my life that I just don't see, but social media allows me to exchange jokes, allows me to send pictures. They send me stuff. I see videos. They see this. We comment on this. We have these conversations in absentia. And unfortunately, because of all the media that we're able to share and all the imagery and everything, it goes a little bit deeper than a phone call would have 10 or 15 years ago. And, I don't know, man, I guess that combined with life. And so, like I said, all of a sudden then yesterday afternoon, the mail came and there's an alumni publication. I went to Stepanak High School in Westchester County. And there's a Stepanak alumni magazine and 4 guys from my class passed away. And I didn't know any of, over the commercial break, I do remember having heard about one of the fellas passing away. But the other 3, nope. And I'm like, oh my God, that is just not cool. So I wonder if that's the same deal as you. Life goes on, sure, but social media, it shouldn't take the place, but it kind of does. And also, is my laziness, I'm wondering, is my complacency also a result of the social media? Am I literally just sat on my ass too much because of social media? I'm trying to be I'm trying to achieve some degree of self-awareness here. So I'm thinking out loud. I'm living out loud here. I'm throwing this off of you guys as well. I'm wondering. And by the way, have you ever had one of those kick in the gut moments and in the big picture, like something out of a movie where you didn't make that phone call and it was too late when you finally went to, or you found out somebody passed, or somebody left, or somebody was in trouble, or somebody whatever, and you never did make that phone call? I wonder. And again, I'm promising I don't want to get all melancholy and mopey here, but it's just, this is real. This is, it's kind of what we do this. We have fun. We do goofy stuff all the time, but this was like fresh on my brain this morning. And then I have another angle to, I'll throw this out too. Speaking of social media, do you find yourself, and maybe this is the rebound to the, somewhat funnier or edgier stuff. Do you ever see one of the, like a terrible disaster? Some sort of like crazy, like, oh my God. For example, earlier this week, there was some massive bridge collapse. This huge, like, mountainous bridge collapsed into the sea. And I saw that it was somewhere in some part of China that I had never heard of. And I suddenly didn't care. I feel awful about that. But I literally went, oh, China. Oh, okay. Oh, the humanity. Okay. Oh, but China. Okay. It's China. All right. 1-800-848-9222. Jay in New Jersey, line 1. Good morning. Thank you. Welcome to Another Side of Midnight.
Hey, good morning, TJ. Hey. I feel like I need to, I'm very happy that you're on the air, and I feel like I have to welcome you. I've been listening to WFC since Rush days, and
wow.
It's great to hear a great voice like yours. So,
wow, thank
really
you.
Happy to have you, and I guess I should say welcome, even though you're the host.
No. That's like, I totally get where you're coming from, and that's great. Thank you, buddy. Awesome. Kind words.
No. Yes, sir. So this whole social media thing, it's really a great conversation. So I have a bunch of friends. We're all like, 50s and almost 60s now. Mm-hmm. So we're pretty all along, but we're all tech savvy. Mm. But we all have our busy lives, right? So we all have our, jobs and businesses. Some of these guys are super successful. So we don't really get together too often.
Right.
So what we have is actually kind of fun is our social media format is WhatsApp. So we create a group called Old Fashioned Dudes, because we all like old fashions.
Love it.
And there's like 6 or 7 of us, and we're in the WhatsApp, and it's private enough,
Yeah.
And you can share articles. Obviously, you could share, hey, here's why you need to get a colonoscopy.
Yes.
You could share memes.
Yes.
And the fun thing about it is, you can bust each other. It's private, so It's not like anybody else is seeing it. The one thing lately, which is kind of a neat feature, is because of AI, WhatsApp. If I'm sure you're on WhatsApp.
I'm totally on WhatsApp. I have family in the UK, and it's a very good way to stay in touch internationally.
Awesome, you're right, and you can all call and everything and send videos. So here's the trick. You may already know about this, but a lot of people don't.
Okay.
Is in WhatsApp. You know how you could send a picture.
Yeah.
You can. There's a new feature which is like an AI feature. Uh-huh. So you can take a picture of, let's say, I don't know, one of your buddies.
Yeah.
And you can say you can use the AI in Meta. There's a way you can go in there and say add a garland of flowers to his neck.
Oh,
and you can bite in his teeth or make give him goofy horns or something, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, fun! All right. Oh, that's brilliant.
So, you have to take from your photo album. You just paste a picture into this special area, and there's a special chat thing in WhatsApp. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I will. That's cool.
So what I did is I had just an old picture of me and my buddies in a car. It was like a car selfie with like a bunch of us sitting in a car. Uh-huh. And I used this AI to say, make it look like we're doing a bank heist.
That's cute.
It's so funny. It actually it put us all in like black hoodies.
Oh my
automatically,
God.
Like one shot, black hoodies with like gangster faces and like it was really great.
That's awesome. So. But here's the thing though, Jay.
Yeah.
The thing is that what you're talking about is kind of it almost. See, my thing is I think I'm doing some of that too much. I'm not. Now, do you see your buddies, Or, I mean, or are you all spread out around the country? I mean, I don't know what the dynamic is. My buddy Dennis lives 30 minutes away from me. I have no excuse.
Yeah. Well, you're absolutely right, TJ. I think so. What it does is it keeps us connected when we can't get together.
Right.
Like we'll see each other at a destination wedding, or we'll see each other at a barbecue once in a while.
Right.
But when you're all busy, it's like you don't get to get as often together as you did when you were in high school.
Clearly, yeah. No, so, it's heartbreaking. It really is.
So, yeah, it's kind of like an add-on. It actually does help keep your buddies close, and you can keep razzing each other. And
yes.
So I think if your question is, does it definitely helps because it keeps you connected. And then, it's kind of like one of those things where it's because it's asynchronous.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'll get a buddy that will respond until after the weekend, and then he'll be like, oh, there he is,
Yeah, so, yeah.
It's fun.
I do like it. That is good. And I love the idea of it's one thing we haven't done as a group thing, getting us all into the same virtual room. That I could definitely, but I tell you, for me though, I guess, for me, Jay, I have to keep myself honest. And I know when I'm being lazy, you know what I mean? And I know, like, for example, and I do have those buddies in my group that are like, almost like the women of the group in the sense that they're always organizing the get-togethers. Like one buddy of mine, he's got the Halloween party. He's got the Thanksgiving, and it's coming up. Damn it, it's coming up. Yeah. He's going to have a Halloween get-together. I Thanksgiving get-together. It's going to be at a bar in White Plains, and I'm going to wait to the last minute. And I'm telling you, Jay, I can't. Now, you see, that's why, good. I'm going to use this damn radio show to keep myself honest, so I can't come back here in shame and not tell everybody, I got to go this time, damn it. I've got to get off my ass and go down to White Plains and hang with these guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn you're right.
Coming.
You really have to make a point to get together.
You're coming, Jay. You're going to come over from Jersey. You're going to come and you're going to meet my friends who you don't know, and you're going to stand there, and it's going to be weird. But I'm going to say, this is Jay who called into my radio show, and he's here with you guys.
TJ,
yes.
I'm in. I'm in. I'll give you. I'll give Yuri. Yuri, by the way, is awesome.
Oh yeah.
He seems like a very friendly guy.
You know, it's interesting. He's a little person. He's a dwarf. He's sitting on Tony's lap right now. It's really cool. He's perfect. No, Yuri is perfectly normally proportioned. He's a very nice guy. Just met him for the first time tonight. Jay, thank you. And thank you for those opening welcoming comments. That was really, really cool. You're really very kind to you. Thank you.
You're awesome. Thanks, TJ.
Thank you, dude. All right. Bye. There goes Jay in Jersey. And, I do like that stuff. And, but yeah, I'm telling you, friends, my buddy Tim, he's one of them. He's got the Halloween party. I'm never able to make. He's got he does the get together. And the interesting thing is too, Tim is a funeral director. Everybody's got to have one in their circle. So Tim's a funeral director. So it's also one of those things where, he knows, and he's the go-to funeral home for like anybody in my universe, basically from where I grew up. And so, when the phone rings and it's out of context and all of a sudden it's Tim calling, oh boy. I mean, if you're Irish or Italian and you hear from somebody for the first time in a while, right away you go, oh my God, who died? Who died? Now, when Tim calls, he's a funeral director. It's like, okay, this could be anybody who died. But anyway, Timmy, he does the Thanksgiving get together. And I've got to go this year. I have to. Now that I've said this out loud on my radio program, and all of you, numerous people around the country have heard, you guys have to keep me honest. And when we have our show after Thanksgiving, somebody's got to call and say, TJ, did you go? And I'm going to have to either shamefully say no or proudly say yes. I went. But we'll see. Because sometimes my laziness is my strongest muscle. The most overpowering thing about me is my ability to not move. And not lazy like I'm a lump on a log. I mean, I get out the door and I go exercise and I take care of myself. But get in the car and go at 7:00 on a Wednesday. Get in the car and drive. Oh, no, Can't even. 1-800-848-9222. Have you lost physical contact with friends because of social media? Or are you just grateful to have the social media to be in contact in ways that we never could before? 1-800-848-9222. And yeah, so, and also, how awful is that? And I wonder if you're the same way. For some reason, when I saw this awful bridge collapse on social media, and I see this thing just cascade down, and I was like, oh my God, the humanity, look at how many people could have, and then I see that it was in some like far off region of China that I'd never even heard. And I was like, well, okay. All right. Well, it's China. And I just could not have given a flying. I am very capable of being depraved and just not caring. I am. What is going on with me? Boy, that's one way to stay likable with your radio audience. Tell them you don't care about when people fall off a bridge. Hi, everybody. 1-800-848-9222. Wondering if you guys agree. Also, as we spoke about last week, I'd love to kick around. We said we're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons, and I compiled a list. Now I'm guessing that the demographic out there, or I'm pretty confident, or I'm told, the demographic listening to the program is like Jay, who just called in the ballpark, in the range, a little. I'm kind of in the median of this audience. So I went to what I think is kind of the real wheelhouse for Saturday morning cartoons, and that was the 70s. I think the 1970s is really the snapshot when it comes to the era of Saturday morning cartoons. And I'm going to read you ones that don't ring a bell for me. Either don't ring a bell or I didn't like them. But first I'll start with ones that just don't jump off the page because I've never heard of it. 1-800-848-9222. Let me know if any of these ring a bell and what you miss about them. I never heard of C-Lab 2020. Does that ring a bell? C-Lab 2020. And was that like supposed to take place in the year 2020? How accurate was it? Please tell us. But there you go. Lidsville. I never heard of Lidsville. Lids. Lidsville. I heard about Jabberjaw, but I didn't care. Jabberjaw is a shark, right? Was Jabberjaw a shark? In terms of Goober and the Ghost Chasers. I don't think I ever heard of Goober and the Ghost Chasers. Definitely not. The Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan. Now that I know. That was like a takeoff on Charlie Chan. Because kids in the 70s knew who Charlie Chan was. Good Lord. I feel like a Korean War vet. I feel like that's how old I am. In the spirit of what we're talking about here, let's go to Paulie on line 2. Paulie on line 2 in Westwood. Good morning. I'm talking about your stuff here.
Jay is totally right. You're the best.
Oh, you're very nice.
That's the only reason I listen to WABC, because of you and Lionel.
Thank you.
That guy that's got the rubber band taped around his nuts. I can't stand that guy.
I don't even know who that is. Okay. I don't even know who that is. Okay.
Speed Racer.
Oh, yeah.
Speed Racer.
Go Speed Racer. Now, Speed Racer for me, now wasn't that like the first iteration of anime that you ever saw? That's anime, isn't it?
You know what? Come to think about it, probably is.
Yeah, with like the big, like the exaggerated sort of Caucasian massive eyes and all the odd sort of staccato animation. I think Speed Racer, that was exotic, because I tell you what, I only saw Speed Racer when I was like out of town. Like if I was on vacation with my mom and dad. I remember one time we were in Washington DC, and Speed Racer, I had never seen it in New York, but I saw it in Washington. I was like, wow, they have different cartoons here too. So what else? What else floats your boat from back in the day with the Saturday morning cartoons? Which ones?
Bugs Bunny. You got to watch him now. You watch him now and just listen to the words. He's so debonair. How he gets over on people. Yep. It's amazing.
Genius. Very sophisticated comedy.
Yep.
Let's see. And then we got, you know what I never really got into, but I dig it now, but I always found it so boring, was the Pink Panther cartoon.
True.
Nothing happened.
I would watch them. Yeah.
I watched it, but it was kind of like background music. It was kind of like I would eat my cereal and it would be on in the background. I really wouldn't pay attention. Hong Kong Phooey, all over it.
Never heard of it.
Hong Kong Phooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. Chicka chong, chicka chong, chicka. No, wait. Now I'm a racist. Look at that. I just said chicka chong into a microphone in the year 2025. What are you going to do? I'm singing a song. Hong Kong Phooey. And that was, by the way, I think that was Scatman Crothers. That was Scatman Crothers. That's who was the voice of Hong Kong Phooey. And he was a dog that could do kung fu. So there you go. That's how Saturday morning cartoons were born. I guess they were like, well, what kind of crazy, like, skills can we give, like, a golden retriever? What other ones for you, Paulie? Which other cartoons?
Oh, Miguel Gorilla. He was good.
Now that for me was after school.
True. That is true. That's exactly, yep. It was.
Mr. Peebles. Yes, Magilla Gorilla. Mr. Peebles was, and what was the name of the little girl?
Oh, what was her name? We went through this last week too.
Jody? No, it was, it was some little girl. It was, and she.
Oh, God.
Won't you buy him? Take him home and try him. Gorilla for sale. He's real. He's ideal. Yep. 1-800-848-9222. Join in this. Come on, gang. What of these cartoons floats your memory? Yes, I do. Magilla Gorilla was after school. What else was after school? If you grew up in the New York area, it was Little Rascals was after school. Paulie, do you go far back enough that you actually saw the Mickey Mouse Club after school?
I remember parts of it.
Right.
Because I was born in '64, so I remember.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah. That was definitely on. You grew up around here in Jersey, New York? Yeah. No, you had after school cartoons were, well, also remember this. Remember the 4:30 movie on Channel 7? You can, Tone, you can look, that's on YouTube, that theme. And I also sent you something in the email too. Just talking to Tony. There's loads. I remember Flintstones came on around dinner time.
They were good. Right?
That was like about 5 o'clock in the evening. The Flintstones would come on.
Yeah.
What was your favorite? I think you told me last week your favorite Bugs Bunny one. Which one was it?
Oh, the guy with the big monster.
Yes, the big orange monster. And Bugs was doing his nails.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like
Yosemite Sam.
Yep, it's right. You also said Yosemite Sam. I like the Gremlin one. I like the one the World War II Gremlin episode where he just beats the daylights out of Bugs.
One with the turtle?
Yeah. Oh, and that one too. Oh my God. Oh, yep. Yep. Actually, there was the other brand of cartoons, with, Droopy Dog. And, all right. So it wasn't Warner Brothers. It was
MGM.
MGM. No. It was a guy's name. It was like Woody Woodpecker.
Walter Lantz. And whoever Droopy was signed to, but Droopy, remember the ones where they would do this thing where the guy needed quiet
He wanted to sleep, and Droopy would like, and like the dog had to keep the place quiet, and Droopy would do something to make noise, and he kept getting the watchdog in trouble. And he was like, I don't want noise. I can't stand noise. I got to go to sleep. I don't want noise. I can't have noise. And the guy, he would like, Droopy would like smash him with the hammer, and the dog would have to run out into the woods, way out into the woods, like a mile away, and go, ow! And then come running back to the house. He had to let it out. I'm going to Paulie, I got to take a break, but thank you, buddy. You were the impetus for this segment last week, so we're going to keep doing this. Talking about cartoons, the phones have now lit up. Everybody wants to talk cartoons. Saturday morning, this is comfort food, gang. This is kind of related to my whole Dennis conversation. This is related to all of this. It's about staying in touch with the stuff that made you who you are, the people that made you who you are. Yesterday morning on Lionel's show, we were talking about great comedy movies that we grew up with. And these cartoons, in many ways, formed our senses of humor, informed the movies we'd watch as teenagers, right? If you loved Looney Tunes, you had a sophisticated sense of humor. Bugs and Daffy were sophisticated comedy. And that probably led you to the kind of comedy movies that you like. 1-800-848-9222. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormick, on the Red Apple Audio Networks. We'll be right back.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick. 77 WABC. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormick. Good morning. Hello there, family. How are you?
It's another side of midnight with TJ McCormick here on the Red Apple Audio Network. It's 7 minutes past this early hour, and we are talking fun stuff here about the about Saturday morning cartoons. And I mentioned earlier the over there on X, on Twitter, at TJ McCormick. You can jump into that crew there at TJ McCormick. Even some leftover stuff from yesterday morning when I was here filling in for Lionel. Really nice comments there. Thank you, friends. Thank you, family. Love you guys. Great program as always. Want to add 3 names. Okay. So last night yesterday morning we were talking about comedians, and Linda says, she wants to add 3 names to the comedian: Carol Burnett, Estelle Getty, and the slapstick of John Ritter. Hey, you know what? I don't often consider, I don't give enough credit sometimes to somebody. We were talking about, people with funny bones. A Jerry Lewis line about people who are just, it's beyond teaching comedy. It's beyond, it's just everything they do. Tony and I were talking about Eddie Murphy last night, and, Eddie Murphy's one of, John Ritter definitely had funny bones, rest his soul. He was a funny guy. He had it. Great timing, great physical comedy. Yes. Slapstick. Yeah. Well done. Good call there, Linda. We've got the usual crew is in there right now. We've got, Marianne and Catherine. Thank you. Kind words as always. Thank you. And Donna Marie down in Philly. TJ, do you remember? This is a great point. This is a great point. By the way, 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. TJ, do you remember when The Sound of Music, Wizard of Oz, only came on once a year? Personally, I was happy that The Sound of Music only came on once a year. I just can't with that. That one the Von Trapps have escaped! Do you know there's like one living Von Trapp kid? And that kid, there's one Von Trapp child still living. And the family still owns their inn in Vermont, New Hampshire. The Von Trapp family owns like an inn in the mountains of New England. And there's like one of them left from, Wizard of Oz. Yeah, one time you had to wait to see a great movie. It was an annual show. That's the other thing, is everything being on demand. Yes, it's great. And yes, but what were the other annual, Wizard of Oz, Sound of Music, My Fair Lady. Would My Fair Lady be in that category? Come on once a year. I also, what else I like too? We mentioned the 4:30 movie would come on at 4:30. Okay. And then remember it was like there was Monster Week. So you had Godzilla and, Megatron. Was it Megatron? Not Megatron. Yeah. But yeah, the Godzilla movies and, the others, and yeah, the other science fiction movies. And then there was just, oh my God, it was, I'm sorry, it was a better time. It was, I'm going to say the get off my lawn thing. It was a better time. The 70s and the 80s were better. Ugh. Sorry. 1-800-848-9222. Thank you everybody over there on X. Everybody, Donna Marie, that's a great point. And thank you for your kind closing words. I'm grateful that you love the show. But yeah, there's something about everything on demand. There's something about being able to immediately share things, and it kind of keeps you, at least it keeps me. And I'm not hearing a lot of people who don't see their friends. I guess maybe it's social media plus my laziness. Again, just being honest. I've got to turn that around. I can't keep it up because it's kind of like Dumb and Dumber, our pets' heads are falling off. It's like, I'm missing my friends. People, my guys I went to school with are dying and I don't even know about it. That's not good. I can't keep this up. And to her credit, The bombshell, my wife, Andy, is all over me. She's all over me. And yes, if you know what I mean, she is all over me. God bless her. But no, she's constantly telling me, go see them, go say hi, go. And I'm just lazy. I've got to keep saying that out loud or I'm never going to get out of the house. I must say these things out loud. Let's get over to, Brian in Brooklyn. Good morning, Brian. How are you? You've been waiting a little while there. Sorry about that.
Good, DJ. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for calling.
I want to talk about something totally different.
Okay.
It's about the legacy of WABC, which bothers me. Don Imus was huge, and he made guys like Sid Rosenberg and Bernard McGurk, and yet these guys badmouth him. I mean, badmouth him all the time.
Brian, hold on a second. Hey, listen, and here's the thing. I don't want to cut you off because you waited a long time, and I don't want to. It's not cool to slag off. First of all, great radio hosts like Sid. If they're not here, I would suggest you call Sid and say that to him. I'm happy to talk about Imus and his legacy and his impact. That's cool, but we can't be slagging off, other hosts if they're not here to, answer back. I'm happy to continue the conversation about Imus looks like we don't have Brian right there. Okay. So let's move on then, to Rick in New Jersey. Rick. Good morning.
Good morning, TJ. Let me get off the speakerphone.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Wow, you know your stuff. Look at you, getting off the speakerphone. Hi, buddy. Hi, good morning.
I have two things to talk about. First of all, the Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
I'm old. I'm 73. So, okay. It was a new concept back then. In the early 50s. They were primitive. They didn't move. No, they didn't. They had like a still picture they showed you, and they narrated it like
really
reading you a book. Yeah, Crusader Rabbit was one.
Okay,
and Bleep, Colonel Bleep.
Colonel Bleep. Now this was. So in the movie theaters, you had, look, Warner Brothers goes all, Disney movies, Disney cartoons, they go all the way back. So it's not about animation was primitive, but the stuff on TV on Saturday mornings, that was primitive.
Real primitive.
Wow.
And like I said, they didn't move. It was like, you look at the same picture and the guy was reading the story.
It was almost like an animated book.
A book.
It was like a book.
That's what I was just going to say.
Okay.
And then the first one that started to move that I got into, I was old enough, was Mighty Mouse was huge.
Here I come to save the day.
In fact, I never told anyone my real name. They'd say, "What's your name?" I'd say Mighty Mouse, which really upset my mother because people would come to the door saying, "Can Mighty Mouse come out and play?"
Oh, that's cute.
He'd go, "His name's Ricky. His name's Ricky."
Oh, Rick, that's cute. I like that.
And then of course, when it got a little sophisticated, it was Rocky and Bullwinkle with the political.
Ooh. Yeah. Now tell me actually, you know what? I never was a big Rocky and Bullwinkle guy. What was the politics involved? That got past me.
Boris Badenov.
Oh, that's right.
Costa.
Boris. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, it was all Cold War stuff. I remember one time they had a thing about the Russians were going to take us over because they made metal munching mice robots that would eat the TV antennas of Americans. And once the TV went off, they showed like people just staring at a blank screen. And that was the way they were going to take over America, was to eat all the antennas.
So Bugs and Daffy and all those guys, they were all but I'm saying Bugs and Daffy and stuff, that World War II, they would buy war bonds. It was all gung ho America from the World War II era. And I guess in my blind spot, was Rocky and Bullwinkle, and that was Cold War propaganda. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boris Badenov. It was all about Russians and Americans. It was all about Russians.
Boris Badenov.
And if you watch it now, you get more out of it now than you did as a kid.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you get the messages, you get the references.
Right. And the innuendos, they would say, because they'd make references that kids wouldn't know.
Sure.
You know?
And Warner Brothers, Bugs was rife with that. Bugs was all over the place.
Oh yeah,
Bugs was arguably Groucho Marx in a lot of ways.
That's a pretty good analogy.
So tell me about your take on social media.
Unfortunately, I get the news that people have passed away much too often from people don't call anyone anymore and say, "Hey, do you know who passed away?"
Yeah.
You go on Facebook or something, and all of a sudden you see that dreaded, "My dear father this morning left our world." You know, God, oh my God, you know, and you realize you're talking about your friend. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, I have an app designed to tell people when I die.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You have to punch it every day by a certain time, or it sends text messages to who you tell that you got a problem. He hasn't checked in. Maybe he's injured or maybe he's dead.
What's the name of the app?
Snug. SNUG.
Snug. All right.
Yeah, every morning by 11, I have to tap this, or it sends messages out saying I could be in trouble or I could be dead.
Oh, my Lord. By 11, is there like a grace period, Rick, or are you giving people heart attacks?
They start telling you at 8, giving you little reminders. You haven't checked in yet. But the thing is, I don't have any. I have one relative in the entire world, and they live far away. So if I die, I'll be rotting here for no one will ever know.
Well,
you know?
Okay, you can. All right, if you want to add me, you know, maybe, and I'll make sure everybody in the WABC universe here's about it. Rick,
Morano used to say that, let people know. They call in and tell us that you passed away. We're wondering where a lot of callers are, and we find out later that they're not with us.
Snug. All right. I'm going to take a look at Snug. Rick, thank you, pal. Thank you for that great call. All right. It's 19 minutes past. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We talk to Rich, Phil, John, Jane, finally a girl. And she's after my own heart because I know what she wants to talk about. Love it, love it, love it. All right, friends, it's another side of midnight with TJ McCormick. I feel momentum building. I feel we're reaching that another side of midnight energy. We're getting there. All right? It's big
all night long. This is another side of midnight with TJ McCormick. 77 WABC. It's another side of midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormick.
I have a new installment of things and people that I'm just done with. That I just can't anymore. Matter of fact, I added something to it in one of the breaks this morning. And I know what I'm going to ask Tony to play under it. It's another Henry Mancini. So we'll have another installment of Henry Mancini music before this program is over this morning. 1-800-848-9222. We're talking Saturday morning cartoons. We're talking staying in touch with friends through social media. But is that too convenient? Does it keep you from actually seeing your friends? It does me. I have one friend who is a year younger than me. Again, you got to keep living out loud. This is also the day. This Saturday morning is when we tend to do our recovery conversation. Anybody new to the program? I'm 20 years sober. I don't drink. I'm 19 years off smokes. And we talk about sobriety. We talk about recovery, whether it's you who, if you think your life is unmanageable, if you are powerless over booze or drugs or shopping or sex, or, donuts, food, whatever. Gambling in the news constantly now, gambling. If gambling is an addiction that has you, by the throat, then, in the last hour, we tend to open up the phones, and you're welcome to. You don't have to call up and talk. You can just call in, identify. Baby steps, baby steps, one day at a time. If it's somebody that you love that's up against it, struggling, you are more than welcome to call in and just say it out loud. And maybe somebody will hear you saying it, and you might, be able to take that first step forward with, again, whether it's yourself, a loved one, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, an aunt, an old pal, something like that. And part of it, what got me into that little monologue there, part of what sobriety is, at least for me, is living out loud. You see, I've talked about missing my buddy Dennis, right? I've talked about how, I've said it out loud that it really bothered me this week, that he was handling something this summer that I wasn't aware of. And I really wish that I knew. And, just that feeling that I might have let him down. And he was really quick to make sure that I knew that everything was fine and that he didn't feel that I let him down. But what's the sober angle of this? By saying it out loud, I'm saying it out loud. I'm not just walking around with it in my gut. It's not eating me alive. Now, I'm saying it out loud into a microphone. I'm saying it into a microphone. I am saying it out loud into a speaker, into a microphone. Boy, this is really sounding quite sound effecty, isn't it? 7 December, 1941. A day that will live in infamy. Those Japanese bombed our boy. That should have been, wouldn't that have been great if FDR just lost it? If he was it was like, Congress, you better allocate the funds so we can bomb the living daylights out of those. If I could really get into it and do all the racial epithets and stuff, that would be so funny. But of course we can't. Anyway, you have to live out loud, because there's a saying in Alcoholics Anonymous, in recovery, that you're as sick as your secrets, meaning what you keep inside will eat you to death. And it'll shorten that distance between now and the next drink, or the next drug, or the next shopping spree, or the next bet, right? Or the next sexual liaison that you shouldn't be having. So that's the tie-in here. What I'm doing, saying this stuff out loud. So yeah, this is good. So anyway, in that next hour, we will definitely get to the sobriety. 1-800-848-9222. Let's get over to John in the Bronx. John, line 5. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hi.
On your last caller, Rick.
Yes.
I'm with the cartoons. I used to watch Marvel. And it was no animation. They used to slide the pictures across the screen.
Oh, right. And do me a favor, John. Try to talk directly into your phone, please. I'm sorry. It's a little muffled. Thank you.
Yes, that's my voice.
That's beautiful.
Hello. Go ahead. Horrible voice.
That's okay.
I got an old man's voice. I think the guy's going to live longer than me. I'm dying already.
So tell me about...
Remember the old Marvel comic books?
Yeah.
Cartoons, the songs? Dr. Banner, instructed by Gamma Ray, turns into the Hulk. Really adorable. A rampage of the Hulk. Remember that?
No, I was never a comic book guy. I was never a Marvel comic book guy. I never got into comic books, John.
It was a comic. I mean, it wasn't a comic book. It was comic on TV.
Oh, the cartoons. And Oh, John, I lost you, John. Oh, John, I lost you, John. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get over to Rich in Illinois. Rich.
You're my favorite host on ABC. I love you.
Oh, I love you. Very nice.
You're great.
Thank you. I'm in great company. What an honor to be here. Thank you, Rich. You're very kind.
I was going to bring up Ultraman, but before we get to Ultraman,
yes,
the Marvel cartoons, I grew up in the 70s, and I saw them after school on our local UHF station, and there'd be these Marvel cartoons. I wasn't a comic book guy either, but I was aware of them, but thanks to those cartoons, like Captain America, Iron Man. They were cool. They were cool, but they were very simple cartoons. They seem like comic book panels, but put to voices.
Yes. And again, kind of staccato, almost reminiscent of anime, kind of. And, for me, and I think for me, as you're saying this, I'm kind of having a bit of a moment of clarity. I'm realizing the reason I never really got into, the Marvel ones, whether it was, the Super Friends and all that stuff, I think the context of cartoons for me was comedy, was jokes. So for me, if it wasn't funny, I didn't watch the cartoon. And you know what I mean? So action, no, I didn't watch it. Comedy, Bugs, Hong Kong Phooey, that kind of stuff.
Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Oh, you know what? Tom and Jerry. I was not a huge Tom and Jerry. I found it a little creepy that they didn't talk. So do you know what? Do you know which Tom and Jerry I really liked? I wonder if you can guess. It's a real slapsticky kind of Tom and Jerry, and it was like a recurring character.
Oh.
Remember when Jerry the Mouse, when his uncle came who sang?
Yeah.
Oh, Froggy went a courting and he did ride. Crambone. Froggy went a courting and he did ride. Crambone.
Uncle Pecos was his name.
Uncle Pecos.
Oh, great.
Uncle Pecos. God, Tony, you know everything. Tony is a flippin' encyclopedia. Uncle Pecos was Jerry the Mouse. It was his uncle, and he sang Froggy went a courting. I never a Crambone. I don't know what the hell that is. And he would break a guitar string, and he'd pull the whisker out of Tom's face and use it to play his guitar. So Ultraman, what the hell is Ultraman, Rich? Is that another?
I grew up in the Chicago area, so I'm not sure if these shows I was going to bring up, like Ultraman, were broadcasted in New York City or the New York area. Ultraman was a Japanese-made live action with human actors. These are Japanese actors. These are made in Japan.
Oh,
Ultraman was a superhero who fought giant monsters.
So was this of the Godzilla genre?
Sort of Godzilla. It was inspired by the Godzilla, the monster movie type genre. And he fought these various villains, which brought in these giant monsters that he had to fight every week.
Oh, I've got to look at that. I could watch that for the kitsch.
Check out YouTube. Yeah. YouTube would probably have that.
Oh, I'm definitely no. Later on this morning, after I get up, I'll probably end up remembering this conversation, and I'll end up going because there's no English football tomorrow. So I'll be. I'm going to flip over. I'm going to go look for Ultraman tomorrow, just to see the kitschy type thing that you're describing. That sounds fascinating.
There's two more Japanese related shows.
Okay.
Johnny Sokko, Johnny Sokko, Johnny Sokko.
Johnny Sokko.
And the giant robot.
Oh, now the robot thing rings a bell. And you know what? I just mentioned England. In England, they had something called, I want to say it was the Thunderbirds. There was like a weird, not quite live action. It was like they were puppets.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. It was weird. And I know that it was popular over there in England. I think it was on the air here too, like in the 60s. And then, by the way, too, we can't leave out Sunday Morning, which was Davy and Goliath.
Oh, Davy and Goliath. Those are a classic.
Davy?
Was it like...
Why are you nude?
What?
What's that?
The Gumby cartoon? Was it made during the Gumby cartoon era, like the same sort of...
That had to be... That was, I think, probably early... Like, that was real kitschy, too. That had to be early to mid-'60s. Like, before our time, but it was in reruns. I never saw Gumby. I never saw Gumby until Eddie Murphy, and then I went looking for it, like everybody else made. Rich, I gotta jump, but thank you so much, pal, and thank you for calling in from... Chi-Town. Thank you, from Illinois. And we got, let's see, Phil in Yonkers. Phil, good morning.
How are you?
Hey.
I'm laughing because I was thinking about the Bugs Bunny, and one of my favorites of all time has to be with when they did a take on Edward G. Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
With the oven.
Yeah, see?
My God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see? Now, would I do this, right? Wasn't it like, would I do this? Would I throw a lit match?
Yeah. He's not in his oven. Yeah, he's not in his oven, is he?
Yeah, Rocky.
He kept on putting the match in the oven and then shutting the oven.
Yeah. And they called him, and it was Rocky. The name of the character was Rocky.
Yeah. That has to be one of my favorites. But talking about Speed Racer, I grew up in the Bronx, and I used to watch Speed Racer all the time in New York and the Bronx.
Really? I missed it.
You said you didn't see it.
Yeah, no, I never did. Was it on like a UHF channel, or was it on like a...
No, I think it was regular TV. It had to be, It had to be, But it's funny because you say anime, and I always got like a Japanese vibe when I watch Speed Racer for some reason,
Yeah. Always. Oh, and it definitely was. Speed Racer is definitely anime, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But do you remember Heckle and Jekyll?
Oh, God. Heckle and Jekyll. Yes, I remember Heckle and Jekyll. Absolutely.
Yeah, they were two birds. I don't know if they were crows or something like that.
Yeah, they were. They were magpies. They were magpies or something like that. Two crows.
Yeah. And Woody Woodpecker. How can you forget Woody Woodpecker?
Woody Woodpecker. And remember this? Here's an after school one. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Right? Oh, my God. Oh, thanks for calling in, buddy. Thank you. This is fun stuff. This is really fun stuff. Line 3, Jane in Lancaster. Good morning. Lancaster is one of my favorite places on the East Coast. I love Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Hello there.
Hi there, Jane. I love where you live. I'm very envious that you live in Lancaster.
Well, I'm a Bronx girl. Actually, and when I was a teenager, my parents moved to Jersey. And then we started going to Lancaster, and I fell in love with it. And I always say I ran away from home when I was 38 and came here. And now I don't want to tell you how old I am because I remember all these movies and cartoons that you're talking about.
Sure.
But you forgot the March of the Wooden Soldiers. Yes. Didn't they always do that on Thanksgiving?
Yes, ma'am. And it's still, go ahead.
My sister and I waited for that. We saw that movie so many times, I think we could repeat the whole movie.
I lip sync it every time it's on. Laurel and Hardy are two of my greatest heroes. And if it does pop up, like if I come across even a clip of March of the Wooden Soldiers, if it's YouTube, I don't watch it. I will only watch March of the Wooden Soldiers on Thanksgiving.
Yep, exactly. It's just so much a part of our youth. But the other thing with the 4:30 movies, you were talking about. Remember the Beach Bingo ones with Frankie and Annette?
Yes, that's right. They would do a week of those, right?
Yes, they would have a week of those, or sometimes they do like love stories. And do you remember the movie with Sandra Dee and Troy Donahue? I think it was called A Summer Place.
Yes.
Exactly. And, back in I guess it was about the early 70s because I was born in 58.
Right.
When that movie would come on and, my mother'd be home doing something and she'd say to me, do you see? This is what happens. So you got to be very careful. It was just hilarious.
Oh, cute.
It was scandalous at the time.
But
today, my God, everybody would think it's hokey,
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. And nobody's naked. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But I tell you what, that March of the Wooden Soldiers, to this day, I get goosebumps when Stan has that epiphany And he says, wait. And he says, Ollie, the wooden soldiers. I'm 57 years old. I still get goosebumps when the
and off they come.
Yep.
And they have the little girl, one of the soldiers, and then it loses its head.
And the head comes off, and he keeps walking. And I tell you, it's some of the worst special effects. But I tell you, that's Silas Barnaby. That Silas Barnaby, boy, I tell you, he is one of the baddest bad guys. I would have nightmares about Silas Barnaby and the bogeymen and all of that. Oh my God. That Silas Barnaby, man, that was the worst. And the other thing, oh God. And, when little Bo Peep comes looking for Tom Tom, and she's like, Tom Tom. And then that's right. And he sings, Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. That's always when I would go to the bathroom because it's a slow song.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I run to either get something out of the kitchen that's cooking, or I'll run to the bathroom and then I come back for the good stuff.
I mean, such a great movie, and we were just mesmerized with it. It didn't matter how many times you watched it.
Oh, let me ask you this, Jane. Do you like the colorized version, or do you prefer the black and white?
Well, I mean, we didn't have color TVs until, I guess it was in the 70s, so we were used to it in black and white.
Right. Well, they only colorized it in the last, 20, 30 years. I don't like the colorized. I like the black and white.
Yeah, we're just used to it the way it was, and it's just, like so many things, like when you look back, seem hokey now.
Yeah.
But I mean, we just loved it. And another one of my favorite movies too was The Blob with Steve McQueen.
Oh, that was part of the 4:30 movie weeks. They would do The Blob, The Invisible Man. They would do those sort of, I guess, quote unquote horror films. But that weren't horror at all. But yes, Steve McQueen, a young kid, Steve McQueen, and The Blob, that was on the 4:30 movie too.
Well, what's interesting is not far from here, it's called Phoenixville, where the movie theater part of The Blob was made.
No kidding.
Every year in October, they have a Blob Fest, and you can go there and see the movie in the old movie theater.
That's magnificent.
I've never done it. I haven't done it. I wish I would love to get
my gosh, yeah.
To get me there. But that's really fun.
That's in Phoenixville?
In Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Brilliant.
Look it up.
Brilliant. Well, like I said, Lancaster is one of my favorite places, and I'm very envious. That's a lovely, every time, because I take my wife and my girls, we like to go there this time of year. We like to go around the harvest, the Amish and all that. And every time we're there, I say, geez, honey, if we could live somewhere.
Oh, you know what? Do you ever go to Shady Maple?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, we love going there. And then on your birthday, don't laugh, they give you a free meal, which is absolutely fabulous.
That's it. That's worth it.
Yeah. We only live about maybe 10 miles from there. But
wow.
Jane, I love Lancaster.
Jane, I love that you called in. I don't think you've called in before to my show, have you?
Not.
Well, don't be a stranger. Please stay a friend.
ABC is like, my teenage years, when it used to be like rock and roll pop.
Yeah.
And, all the old Cousin Brucey, Harry Harrison, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And my grandmom still lived in the Bronx after we moved out.
Yeah.
And I would go there like on all my vacations.
Sure.
And it was like, I loved it. I absolutely love the Bronx.
Well, we're right here, and stay a friend, and thank you for calling in. Thanks for that lovely call. That was a lot of fun. All right. It is 43 minutes past the hour here on Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick on 77 WABC and the Red Apple audio networks all around the country. We shall return talking a lot of fun stuff here on Another Side of Midnight.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, gang. Another side of midnight. Me, TJ, you there, and we are on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Let's go to Steve on line 1. Steve, good morning. Yes, sir.
The greatest variety show anywhere. You leave this audience spellbound, but I'm going to put a little kicker in here first, but then I'm going to throw it into gear with the cartoons, because I've heard a lot of people have been worried about certain things, and I have to address it and tell them what's actually going on. And it's like a preamble, but then I'll go right into the cartoons. I hear a lot of people calling in.
Real quick, because I got a lot of calls. I want to get to the cartoons. So go ahead.
Well, people want to know what's going on in the country when it comes to immigration.
Right.
Well, countries like Russia and China and Saudi.
Come on, Steve, go right to the cartoons. I want to get your cartoons.
Cartoons are split. They're cartoon kids and the sports kids. Saturday morning, a lot of times I was going to baseball, football, basketball practice, playing hockey.
Good point.
So we weren't always there. And those kids on Saturday morning, who were the cartoon kids from 7 to 12 and also after school, you could run a herd of elephants through the living room, usually in the living room, but kids, and they wouldn't blink an eye. That old routine with Jimmy Durante, when he come on stage with an elephant and his two other guys in his act would say, "Hey, Jimmy, what's up with the elephant?" Jimmy goes, "What elephant?" And some of the great ones, like the Flintstones are the Honeymooners, everyone knows that. Scooby-Doo, Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote.
Right.
They were all tremendous shows. But the 4:30 movie.
Right.
Elvis Week. There was no home-cooked meals in America during Elvis Week. The women would tell the kids and the husbands and everybody, "You're going to have to order out this week, baby."
Yep. Oh, man. And I tell you, it was so cool. How cool is that? When you think about what kids do today, even in my own home, and I'm ashamed to say it, with the social media and the phone, to think about the fact that kids were watching live action classic movies at 4:30 in the afternoon, motion pictures at 4. And then what cartoons would come on? Apex Tech. Remember the Apex Tech commercial, actually more even in the morning, because that's when all the unemployed people were home, people who needed a job. Now I can't call you. All right. Thank you, Steve, as always. Now let's get over to, Charlie, line 5, and then we got Pamela. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning. Very quickly, 2 movies that came on once a year were It's a Wonderful Life around Christmas or Hanukkah, and obviously the 10 Commandments around Passover or Easter. They were very good.
Yep.
And what the guy was talking about, the show Ultraman, if you saw that wasn't a cartoon, but he would come to Earth to fight the monsters, like a Godzilla theme thing. But he could only stay on Earth because of our atmosphere, our air, for so long.
Oh, okay.
A thing on its chest, a light on its chest would start blinking, and they'd have to fly back to home. And the guy mentioned, which I was going to mention, Johnny Sacco robots.
Yeah.
And Space Giants was another one with Rhodactyl Goldor. Silver she was human, and the sun Gam, Gam. That was another, what do you call it, monster type of motif thing. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Halle Berry, if she's listening. She just had a 59th birthday. I saw her. I saw her on the TV. She looks magnificent.
Halle Berry.
I don't know if she listens to the show or not.
If she's listening, I've got to remind myself that my wife might be listening, so I can't say what I'm really thinking. But yes, that woman has found and owns the rights to the Fountain of Youth. That is one of the most stunning human beings, men or, okay, we're not on the air. Thank you, Tony. Let's see. But yes, Charlie's right, by the way, in terms of the once a year, it's a Wonderful Life. And, let's get over to Pamela, line 4. Wait, what are we doing? Line 1. Here you go. Oh, thank you for this. Go ahead. Line 1, Margaret.
Oh, hi, TJ. This is Margaret from Ardsley.
Hi.
I remember the name of the little girl on Megillah Gorilla.
Go ahead.
Her name was OG because every time you told her something, she'd say, OG.
OG, that's right. And so, you know what? That's right. It was the cutest little thing. And that's right. McGilla would say, oh, day OG. Right. That's right. And Mr. Peebles and OG. Oh my gosh. That's right. You nailed it. You totally nailed it. That was, now am I right? That was, McGilla Gorilla was after school, right? That was not Saturday. That was after school, right? Yeah.
That was after school.
Oh my God. In Ardsley. Huh. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to high school?
Well, I went to high school in Yonkers.
Oh yeah?
Gorton High School.
Which
Gorton
one?
High School.
Oh, Gorton.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm a Stepanak guy. I knew plenty of guys from Yonkers. And they would race cars on Central Avenue. What's that?
Somebody mentioned Crusader Rabbit. Crusader Rabbit, I think, was associated with Captain Kangaroo.
I think so, yes. Crusader Rabbit.
He had a sidekick, Raglan T. Tiger.
Wow,
and
yes.
Those are the same people who created Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Wow, you know your stuff. That's right. That was, and then, and you know what? In addition to all that, then there was also, Captain Kangaroo. I do remember one of the Bozos afternoons. That wasn't too big in my youth. Bozo had a cup of coffee in New York during my youth. Also Wonderama on, Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings was Wonderama. Sunday morning went Davy and Goliath, Church, Wonderama. There you go. Let's get over to Pamela, line 4. Pamela.
Something we borrowed from England. Maybe your wife saw it before it came over here. Mm-hmm. Fireball XL5, Claymation, right. Rocket ships, and it was so cool. Yes. I might be getting it mixed up with the Thunderbirds too, but there was a character that they copied Cary Grant from.
Yes,
and it was so cool.
It was a Cary Grant character. Yeah. And they had really very realistic looking kind of puppets they weren't realistic. They were quite paper mache, but they were very, very sort of harsh looking faces. And it was just weird. It was just bizarre. Bizarre, I think, is a great way to describe it. You saw that here?
Yeah, but it was kind of, I don't know, before my time. It was hit or miss.
Mm.
And on TV Land or whatever, you can see it now. All these, hit or miss things that were in the 60s.
Sort of obscure, yeah.
Yeah, something that I used to run home to see was Walter Winchell's Jerry Mahoney. And I wondered why you can't see it anymore in repeat.
Why not?
They were because they destroyed the
Masters,
destroyed all the
Master film
or whatever it said.
Yeah,
it didn't last, and there was a lawsuit and everything about that because that could have brought in a fortune. Because I can remember running home from school wanting to see that, and my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and watching Mahoney and the other puppet. Yeah, they took the ventriloquist dolls and. It's kind of creepy when you think about it.
Yeah, anytime you get into that ventriloquism thing, it is just a tad creepy. Thanks.
About Phoenixville?
Oh, yes, the Blob.
That's on my bucket list because my husband and I, when we travel, we are obsessed with the metal framed diners that were an invention of New Jersey, and sadly, they're being destroyed. One by one. There was one that always reminded me of the one in the Blob in Patterson, the egg platter. People from this area,
Sure.
It's on the main drag on Crooks Ave, and it was there forever. And then they started to renovate, quote unquote, Crooks Avenue, and they took it away. And it was so sad because it always reminded me of the Blob when the Blob gets into that.
Have you? I've got a diner for you. Have you ever been up do you ride bikes with your husband? Did I hear that from you one time? Do you ride motorcycles or something?
Yes.
So have you ever been up?
We always try to find something like that.
Have you ever been up you must. The Taconic must be a nice ride for a motorcycle. Up the Taconic, as you go towards, in New York, as you get up towards Albany, but before Albany, I forget the exit. I'll refresh my memory at some point and I'll say it on the air. But it's called the Taconic, It's like a take on the spelling Taconic, diner, and it's right off the exit ramp off of the Taconic. And there's another one a little further up. I'll let you know about both of these. They're both metal framed 1950s, 40s diners right out of the Blob. Exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, cool.
All right.
We'll have to,
yeah, I'll tell you where they are.
Like in North Jersey, like in, Byram, there was one we always used to go to.
Yeah.
And it's, and there's also one, another one in North Jersey. I can't think of it right now, but
I love those places.
It's just a piece of history.
It is. It's living history. And plus they've been there forever. I got to jump, Pamela. We got the break coming up, love. But I'll talk to you tomorrow, I'm sure. And, all right, listen, I don't want to give anybody short shrift. So we're going to get to the top of the hour. And when we come back, we got Rich, Anthony, Al, and Kevin. I've got so many Kevins in my life. I'm glad I saw Kevin because I gotta send a note to one of my Kevins. So when we come back, we're going to come into the last hour of the show. We'll open up the phones for any recovery conversation. That's just by the by. It's not, it's not destination. We don't talk about it the whole hour. And also we've got a conversation, about the current state of affairs with Hamas. We'll see. You know what? We might hold that, we might do that tomorrow. I think we might do that tomorrow morning. All right, gang. Coming up to the top of the stretch. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormick, on the Red Apple Audio Networks. When we come back, Rich, Anthony, Al, Chris, and Kevin, and you, 1-800-848-9222.
It's Another Side of Midnight, 77 WABC. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
right. Good morning to you. 7 minutes past the hour. Down the stretch we come in the final hour for this Saturday morning. It's another side of midnight. I'm TJ McCormick, and this is the Red Apple Audio Networks. My gratitude to the fellas supporting me, Bill, Tony, and Yuri. Thank you, fellers. And all you guys, just the family coming through like mad this morning. Unbelievable. The phones have just literally constantly been rotating through with people this is clearly the sweet spot for so many of us. It's not just, we loved cartoons. It's about, this is comfort food. And there's something about, and this is the beauty of like things like YouTube. A couple of people have mentioned, you can go on YouTube, you can see it, and you go on Antenna TV and Me TV, and I'm telling you, man, there have been times when I've said, you know what, I am going, and you never follow through on this because whatever. But although some people do, where I've said, I'm going to do like a weekend. I'm going to do a weekend where all of the incoming, all of the stuff that I watch is going to be comfort food. All the stuff I watch, all the stuff I listen to, all the stuff I do. I'm going to listen to music from my youth that makes me happy. I'm going to watch, whether it's on YouTube or one of the, Me TV antenna channels, that kind of thing, TV Land, that sort of thing. That I'm going to watch anything I watch, anything that I consume media-wise is going to be that. Have you ever gone back on YouTube and even just watched old newscasts? Here in New York, you can find there are great YouTube channels, people who have a collection of Channel 11, WPIX, 11 Alive. Right. And I know everyone listening from wherever you are, wherever you're listening, if you're in Chicago, WGN, if you're out in LA, KTLA and all of those great, the Vegas stations, all the hyper local affiliates, there's bound to be compilations on YouTube of here in New York, it was Roger Grimsby and Bill Butel on Channel 7 Eyewitness News. You can watch and episodes, you can watch whatever, a Tuesday, November 7th, 1982. You can, there are full half hour or hour, episodes of the news. And it is fascinating and comforting. It's comforting. There's something about a polyester suit with a big wide lapel that just makes you say, you know what? That's what my life was back then. You know what I do every Christmas? I started doing this every Christmas. I started doing this maybe 10 years ago. Ish. Yeah, probably 10 years ago, if not longer. I will go back without fail at least 2, 3, 4 times during the Christmas season. There's great collections on YouTube of 1970s and 1980s Christmas commercials. The world's greatest toy store is Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us. Yeah, you just...
the other one, I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
I want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a lot of toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. From bikes to trains to video games. It's the greatest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, because baby, if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More toys, more stores. Oh boy, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. Am I making you feel warm and fuzzy, Tony? I'm seeing a smile on Tony that's very youthful and childlike. You don't often see that from Tony. He keeps that inside, but he's letting it out right now. I'm making him feel all warm and fuzzy. Maybe it's because he's wearing a sweater tonight. No, he's not. He's wearing a T-shirt. Okay. It's me. It is me. I am making Tony warm and fuzzy. 1-800-848-9222. That home cooking, man. Christmas time, I watch old Christmas commercials. The Christmas tree made of Hershey's Kisses. And it's a bell choir. Glung, 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 glung. Can't beat it. McDonald's commercials advertising the gift certificates.
What about the Coca-Cola with the polar bears?
The polar bear Coca-Cola. I'd like to teach the world to sing Coca-Cola. Telling you, man, it was a better damn time, wasn't it?
We were born at the right time. Growing up in the 70s and the 80s,
dude,
we had a blast.
We did. We really did. It was good then. I tell you what.
And one thing I liked about it, it wasn't a black or white thing. Everybody, it was just an assorted nuts, and we all watched it. You know, whether it was on the radio or TV. Yes. You know, no one cared.
Right. Exactly. You still don't. I just found out last week that Tony's black. And you had to tell me. And I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah. No, it's so true. And in all seriousness, in all honesty, man, it's so true. Everybody watched that stuff. Everybody related to it. Man.
and the great thing, after Christmas was over with, we look forward to watching Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
New Year's Rockin' Eve, yes. And I'll go back and watch videos of this. You talk about black and white. The whitest of all white things that anyone could ever consume of whiteness. Caucasian Jamboree this is really, you had to really go, you had to really love this to go find it and watch it on New Year's Eve. It was Guy Lombardo, and it was the New Year's Eve from the Waldorf Astoria. And you can find that on YouTube. Gang, if you want to see the kitschiest of the kitsch, if you want to see the whitest, I mean, so white, these people are transparent. They're white. It was a New Year's Eve ball gala from the Waldorf, excuse me, starring Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadiens, his big band. And the best thing was when they would cut to the audience and show these people dancing. It's like right out of Mad Men. It's right. And we're talking, I saw it in the 70s, so it was after that era, but tuxedos, hats, gowns. Oh my God. I would watch that with my grandmother, because my grandmother would babysit me when my mom and dad would go out on New Year's Eve. And if it wasn't for her pointing that out, saying, ooh, you got to watch a little bit of, and we would make fun of the people dancing. My grandmother would make fun of the people on TV dancing on, 1-800-848-9222. Al in New York City wants to say hi. Good morning, Al, line 3. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Tim. Excellent show. Great, as always.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you ever, two things, a real quick one.
Yeah.
Were you ever the host of like a telethon in the mid-2000s, like for a New Jersey station?
A telethon?
Yeah, they have like like support the station. Yeah, and there was a guy who looked kind of like you. I mean, a little bit chubbier.
Really? Well, I was a little chubbier back then.
And his name was like TJ. His name was TJ. That's why I said it.
In the mid-2000s, I got to think about that, because there were definitely little things that I did as a stand-up, as a comic. I would get picked up to do things. I've got to ring my bell here and see if I did or didn't. I might have, Al. I might have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed the same, great personality.
Thank you.
That's why I was wondering, is this the same guy from 15 years ago?
It might be.
All right, so here's something I want to say. It might not be for you, but something your parents may enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the Marx Brothers at all?
Love the Marx Brothers, yes. Love them.
Okay, so I don't know if you have or never had a chance. You will have an absolute fantastic chance. It'll be about 8 months from now. You mark it on your calendar, July 12th, Red Bank Theater.
Okay.
It's called Groucho, A Life in Review. And the guy's name is Frank Ferrante. I saw him 40 years ago. He was on top of his game back then. So can you imagine, you were a Vegas man, you and I both know that after time, you hone your craft.
Yes.
This cat is as good as they get. And your parents and yourself, you'll be shocked.
At the Red Bank? At the Red Bank Theater?
Red Bank Theater. Okay, it's I believe it's July 12th.
Okay.
Frank Ferrante. Might cost you $50, but let me tell you something. 2 hours. Every Marx Brother joke going, and then he intermingles with the audience. Brilliant, Frank.
Thank you, Al. Right? Thank you for that. Thank you for that recommend. I do appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. 1-800-848-9222. And again, during this hour, just in case, it's an option. We're not going to get into it, get all heavy, but I'm a sober dude. Been a while. And in this portion of the program, and you look, clearly this show, we can talk about anything at any time. That actually adds some cool wrinkles and texture to the conversation. But if you find yourself, or if there is a loved one, somebody that in your life that you believe might be struggling, or you know for sure is struggling with alcohol or drugs or gambling or spending or sex or whatever, their life is unmanageable and it's out of control, give a call. And just say, we can have a little bit of out loud conversation and just, compare some notes and maybe send you in the right direction, or your friend, or yourself, if you need it. And I'm happy to compare notes, and, doing it here with the family, can pay some dividends. You never know. We've had some people call up and say for the very first time, admitting out loud that they're an alcoholic, they're an addict. I'm pretty confident that some people have found themselves to some support. And if you're in need of that, by all means, 1-800-848-9222. We always talk a little bit of recovery on Saturday mornings, so happy to have that conversation with you. All right, we're going to take our break right now, our 20-minute break. And when we return, we got Rich, Anthony, Chris, Kevin, the Joaquin is there. And your calls, 1-800-848-9222. It's Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick on the Red Apple Audio Network.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormick. 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormick.
The object of my affection slowly turns my complexion from white to rosy red. Every time you call my name tells me that you're the charge of the light brigade. Oh my God. Too much. My brain is just clogged. You know how you can clear the cache on like your apps? I need to clear the cache on my brain. There's so much more I could be accomplishing if I didn't have all these references to so many things from 50 years ago. 50 years of these references. Oh my God. The taxes that I'd be getting done, the deals that the movies that I would have written, the scripts that I would have accomplished. But I'm walking around with alfalfa quotes in my head. God damn. Let's see. Our buddy Joaquin. Good morning, pal.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, TJ.
Hey.
How did you make out with your vehicle?
Oh, that's on hold. I got to do these shows. That's a Monday thing.
Okay. All right. Do you remember Little Rascals, Yum Yum, Eat 'em Up?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Whoa. Like Jack and the Beanstalk. There was a giant.
Yes, that's right. Yum Yum, Eat 'em Up. Yes. Wow. I wouldn't have remembered if you hadn't prompted it. I do remember the Floridori, We Want the Floridori. There was that, the He-Man Woman Haters Club. I remember that.
But, actually the one that I was thinking about that nobody mentioned, the Once a Year movie.
Yes.
Remember the original King Kong?
I do. Because
I heard someone talking about Godzilla, but quite frankly, man, the King Kong movie, was before that. Uh-huh. And I tell you what, that was a very well made movie.
For its time, sure. I mean, now you look at it, it's goofy, but but for its time and Fay Ray and all that, that was a damn cool movie.
So, hey, have you ever heard of a place called Lake Harmony, Pennsylvania?
Yes, I have. I've never been, to my knowledge, but I've heard of it.
I don't know if I can say it or not, but I've been singing karaoke over there.
Oh, yeah?
And a lot of people come out from New York and New Jersey, and they go over there. There's a club in there.
Uh-huh.
Shenanigans.
Okay.
But that's where I've been singing karaoke on Saturday nights. So
all right.
They happen to be there.
All right.
They can't miss me. I'm wearing a cowboy hat and I use a cane.
There you go. All right. So there you go. Big Daddy Kane there. Joaquin in PA at Shenanigans. I used to play a comedy club called Shenanigans. Where the hell was Shenanigans? All right, gang. We're bringing it down. We're coming down to the wire here. Let's see if we can get everybody in. Hal in Brooklyn. Hal.
How are you doing, TJ?
Good morning.
Good evening. Good morning, actually.
Yes.
The first one I would mention is Dick Tracy cartoon. The Dick Tracy cartoons.
Okay.
Did you ever see those?
I do. I do remember them. They were pretty sophisticated.
Well, they would also be politically incorrect today. Do you remember his police officers in that show?
No.
Pete O'Calorie would be one of them. Was a very chubby cop.
Funny.
And then the other one was, of course, Joe Jitsu. Whose whole thing, he was a Japanese cop, and he would always say, "So sorry, excuse please, so sorry."
Oh my God!
They would never have that today. The
Not
next
at
one,
all.
of course, is Beanie and Cecil. Do you remember that one?
That one, I know the name. I don't remember the cartoon.
It was a Bob Clampett cartoon. It would be in the theme song. They would say that all the time. Bob Clampett may have been involved, and he was with Warner Brothers in developing Daffy Duck, Porky Pig.
Oh wow!
And Tweety Bird. And also, there were a lot of Yiddish slogans being used in that cartoon.
Okay.
And on top of that, the name of the boat was called the Leakin' Lena.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Also, the captain of the boat, if you look closely, was reading Variety.
Love it. I love those little things they would throw in there. So, and the other one you were mentioning, Top Cat.
Yes.
I
remember that one?
I love Top Cat. The reason I like Top Cat because he dressed sharp, he wore a cool hat, and I loved hats as a little kid, and I loved dressing up.
Do you remember the voice? Who was the voice of Top Cat?
Oh, son of a gun. Son of a gun. You're going to say it, and I'm going to kick myself for not saying it first. Go ahead. Tell me.
Arnold Stang.
Yes.
Who based it on Phil Silvers.
Yep.
The voice of Phil Silvers.
Yep. And Arnold Stang, a throwback to yesterday morning's program. We were talking about It's a Mad World. He and the other guy were the guys in the garage that Jonathan Winters tore apart.
And just very quickly,
yes.
You were mentioning the 4:30 movie before.
Yes.
Just think of what they had to do with that picture. It was from 4:30 to 6 p.m. was
Right.
the time slot.
Right.
And they only had 67 minutes after commercials, and they used to have to fit 90 to 100-minute movies in
right.
that slot.
Oh, the
so
editing.
You can imagine the cutting that went on.
The editing was insane. Some of them, they actually did a part 1 and a part 2, if I remember. Hal, I got to jump because the show is ending. Thank you, pal. Here we go. We're in a lightning round. Ross in the Bronx, real fast, baby.
Okay, early in the morning on Channel 7 TV.
Yes.
Back in the 50s, silent cartoons, early Paul Terry cartoons with this Farmer Gray.
Ooh.
And they would play music, but they were silent. Other than the music they played, they were old cartoons.
Wow.
I remember those.
I do not at all.
That was like the theme song.
That was the theme song. Oh my God! Silent cartoons with music, so like silent films.
Yeah,
and they would have
cartoons. They were on in the 50s and ABC TV, early bird cartoons.
I'm going to look these up. See, now that's something I never ever have heard of.
Farmer Gray. Look up the Farmer Gray one.
I promise I will. I'm going to do that later today on YouTube. I promise. Ross, thank you so much. I'm glad you got in. Mike, I got like 10 seconds. Give it to me, baby.
10 seconds. Okay, Little Rascals. Oh, Mrs. Crabtree, something's hanging heavy on my heart. Oh, Chubsy Ubsy, something's going to be hanging heavy on your nose.
Oh, my God. Mike, you did it. Everybody will be back here later Sunday morning here on Another Side of Midnight, Red Apple Audio Network. Until then, I wish you all the luck in the world. God bless. Thanks for everything.
It's Another Side of Midnight, 77 WABC.
It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.